feel out there? How did things unfold?
That race was like the most physical race I've been in a while. I can definitely say that. I think like in the first lap, I probably said to myself like, just stay on your feet, maybe like 2 or 3 times. So it was hectic. I thought my big toenail got ripped off and it hurt quite a bit in like the first 200. So anyway, just very happy with how it went. It was a little hectic out there.
So just a matter of staying on your feet and trying to stay out of trouble more than anything else?
Most of the beginning of the race, yeah, and then like just having a thing next to me gave me a lot of confidence because I knew like she seemed so relaxed and like if anything moved, I knew that I could kind of follow her out. So I was just like trying to stay right there, but it was just like I told Nikki, hey, good job. That was the hardest one out of the last 3 from my perspective. So
out of the last 3 national championships?
Yeah, that race, it wasn't the fastest, but it was definitely the most physical and just like the most challenging. Yeah.
How did that change the dynamic having someone like a thing in the race?
I didn't think about it a ton going into it, but then like just knowing obviously like her stature alone, like she's very, you like sense her presence in the race. So I mean like obviously a gold medalist, like you're aware of that person, but I feel like, you know, it's just a lot of bodies out there and I wasn't thinking too much about it. I just was like trying to focus on staying in the front but not like leading, and then just like trusting that whoever moved I could go with them, which is what I tried to do. But yeah.
After past teams, it seems like you were running around smiling, jumping for joy a little bit more. This one, you seemed quite exhausted. What did you say to your fiance when you kind of like stumbled over and finally made it?
I think I told him, I was like, that one was the hardest. Like it was just really stressful. Even like going into the race, I think that this year, like it was a little bit harder to predict how things were going to happen. So I had like spent a little bit more time trying to imagine like, what's this race going to look like? And like I couldn't really predict it, so I feel like that alone, just there were more question marks, and so I think I was just like I feel more relieved today than I did the last couple, which is funny because like I guess the last 2 felt more special in some ways, but this one was just a little bit more nerve-wracking. Like just the race itself, those 4 minutes were just like a little bit more stressful. So
what's it like running next to a thing as she runs so far on the outside of lane 1? I think at one point you were able to just make a clean pass on the inside.
Yeah, I appreciated that because like I was trying really hard to not be in lane 2, so it was kind of cool to have her like, she wouldn't run beside me, she runs like just ahead, and so I was kind of like on her shoulder but on her inside shoulder, which is a fun place to be during a race because you're like, thanks, you're like really making this feel good for me. So most of the race next to her felt pretty good.
So you've had some big breakthroughs this year, especially that 418 mile. Any major differences that you would contribute to that in your training?
I just know that I'm stronger. I feel like every workout this year has felt like I'm definitely working very hard, but like it's just been a little bit more controlled. And same with races. I think I'm still kind of figuring out how fast I can run. And so I'm like super excited for Worlds this year because I feel like last time it was more of a like hold on for dear life a little bit. And this year it's a little bit more of like, no, I like belong here and I know I can be in the final and like I can race against the best women in the world. And I didn't necessarily feel that confident in that 2 years ago. And last year it was like, wow, I'm here. And this year it's more of a like, I can do this. Like I've raced these women all year and I'm excited because like just doing all the Diamond Leagues gives you so much more perspective and honestly makes USA's a little bit less intimidating. So carrying that into Budapest.
Do you have to kind of change anything now going against the top women in the world in Budapest? You know, world records getting broken and, you know, top times. Do you have to change anything now, either physically, mentally?
I think mentally I just need to be a little bit more like, I was a little bit stressed this week. Like I really felt like, not necessarily pressure, but like I really know that I can do something, not special, but like I believe how Worlds is going to go. It's going to be better than the last time. So I just knew like, don't mess this up, like get there. And now this time, like going into it, I just need to feel a little bit more like, not like it's going to be easy by any means, but like fight and get in that final and then like really believe in it and give yourself a chance. So that's just more like a mental shift altogether. Yeah.
What do you attribute your ability to still be running so well at this point in your career? I mean, you're not someone who started when they were a senior in high school even. You're someone who's been doing it for so long. So how come you're able to have so much success?
It's all about, I mean, thank you, Kyle. I think it's like, obviously I had a dip for a few years there and that, I think like those years almost helped me like continue on, because I almost like was so stagnant for 4 or 5 years that I didn't really overdo it. But I feel like being able to carry that into my 30s now, it's more just like, you know, I'm around incredible people, and I'm around like such strong women. Like I'm surrounded by Emma Coburn, Emma Bates, so many people who are like really finding themselves in their 30s and like still doing very competitive, great things as runners. So I mean, I think that there's something about that, but also like Joe's mentality as a coach is like so focused on longevity. So we're not cutting corners. Like we eat a ton of food, we train our asses off, we do the right stuff in the gym. I mean, it's just like I get out of bed now and I'm in less pain than I was at age 24. Like when I used to get out of bed, my foot would hurt, and now I'm just like hopping up, like feeling good. And sometimes I think I'm like, Joe is a mastermind with like just the right kind of stuff in the gym. It's all about, you know, the little details and like fueling properly and napping every day. Yeah, all that stuff.
How much